friends. Welcome to Conversations from the Grove. I'm Aaron Long. I'm the social media manager at the Grove Theater, and this is a brand new season of our podcast. So we're going to kick it off the only way we really could with artistic director Sean Cox to help break down what's coming up in the big 2026. So, Sean, welcome. How's your day going?
It's all right. It's snowing outside, so it's nice and it's beautiful. It's just stunning scenery.
And obviously, it's making you dream of being on stage for the 2026 season. So why don't you start with a quick rundown of the season? Then we'll get a little bit deeper into why these shows, what you love about them, and what you think the audience is going to love about them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm really excited about this particular season. So our main stage musical, we will be doing Monty Python's Spamalot. And then we'll be doing two tribute concerts, 70s Dance Party, and then we are going to be working on Canadian Music Legends Volume 2. And I'm very excited to be working on a play. We'll be doing Bernard Slade's romantic comedy same time next year. So it's a season full of a lot of fun material and a real collection of comedy and fun titles to work on.
So I guess let's start with the big one, Spam a Lot. So what is it about that musical that I mean it's attractive to both you as a theater person, but also like makes it delightful essentially for audiences?
Spamalot, it's fantastic. It's so funny. In fact, I cannot think of a funnier musical. It's hysterical. I mean, I grew up watching Monty Python films. I didn't really get into the Flying Circus episodes till I was a little older, but the films I loved, and the Holy Grail was always a favorite. Just the characters, the absolute silliness of it was always a favorite. And so for those who don't know, it is the Holy Grail on stage. Same characters, same comedic scenes, only it's filled with songs and dance numbers, and it's so silly and fun. And it's great for everybody. It's the kind of show that if you're a musical theater fan, you're gonna love it because it's got great music, it's got great solos and duets, big group numbers, it's got huge dance numbers, which we haven't had at the Grove Theater yet. We've done some dancing, but we've not done a show with big dance numbers. And so it's exciting to have like a big proper musical with big dance numbers. Um, and if you're not a musical fan, and if you're just a fan of comedy and Monty Python, you can't miss. It's absolutely hysterical. It's those quotable scenes that you hear people say to their friends and family all the time. Arthur's visiting the French castle and the banter back and forth between everybody and all the characters with Sir Robin and Lancelot and Patsy. It's just an absolutely hysterical show and a good time.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is also going to be the first main stage musical at the Grove Theater, not directed by you.
That's right. Yeah. It was as we grow as a company and we expand, it was always it's always, of course, on the list to bring in top-notch artists. That's always been our goal, is to bring in fantastic talent from all over. And when we started to look at Spamalot and the idea of, sort of what would be the best way to work on it, the idea of bringing in a guest director came up, and we were incredibly fortunate to have Leslie Wade join us. Leslie directed Spamalot at the Stratford Festival a couple of years ago. It was a fantastic production. She did an absolutely amazing job. And the two of us met and we just completely hit it off. She's incredibly smart, so very talented, an amazing reputation. Everybody I talk to in the theater community knows her and has either worked with her or wants to work with her. And so I was over the moon to get her on board, and was thrilled that she agreed to come back and direct it for us. So yeah, it'll be great.
So then I guess everyone's asking the question, what are you doing then, Sean?
Right, yeah. So for the first time since we've been running, I'm going to be in the cast. I've been in some of the tribute shows the last couple of years, which has been great fun to work on that music. But Spamalot will officially be my Grove Theater main stage debut. So I will be in the company, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I'll be playing King Arthur.
Awesome. So you mentioned performing in tribute shows there. So why don't you tell us a little bit about 70s Dance Party? Can people who loved ABBA a couple years ago look forward to like that same kind of like energy and party atmosphere?
Yeah, I think the 70s Dance Party was very much inspired by the tribute of ABBA that we did. That show was fun and had a lot of dancing and a lot of just had the audience up on their feet dancing most of the show, I believe, from the beginning. And it had a fantastic energy about it. And it's such fun music that we wanted to find something that had that same feel. And so 70s was, my God, it's such an incredible decade of music. I don't think you can beat it. It's been very challenging to choose music because there's so much to draw from. But the idea of picking upbeat, familiar music certainly gave us a focus for it. And so we've got ABBA. We've got Donna Summers, we've got Village People, we've got Earth, Wind, and Fire, we've got Stevie Wonder, Queen, Bowie. I think there might be a little Meatloaf in there. So it's really it should be a great time, a big party for everybody to dance the night away at the venue.
And when you landed on the 70s Dance Party as like the tribute show itself, what was the first song that popped into your head that was like, we need to do this?
Oh wow. That's a great question. I think Last Dance was a song that just felt right. It has that fantastic sort of slow beginning, and then it kind of, you know, jumps into this upbeat dance song that everybody knows and loves. And so I think that was an early one that just sort of felt like it would set the mood for the show. And from then on, it was sort of like, well, let's stay with that. Let's stay with that feel and find what else we can add to that flavor.
So, Canadian Music Legends Volume 2, were you surprised by the reaction to the show last year and just how into it people got that you were adding more shows and it was just like a huge celebration of Canada every single night that it was on?
I was surprised at the level for sure. I mean, we weren't expecting to be adding performances, and I think we knew it was going to be a really good time because that was the show as we were prepping for the season. That was the show that kept coming up, and people kept asking about it. And I think just with the state of the country and the world right now, there was such a desire to lean into uh, this Canadian pride. And that all started to happen after we had decided to do it. And so it just seemed like it was great timing. And so we really leaned into it and had a great time putting it together. And it was the first show that we opened. We opened it on Canada Day. And it was just so much fun from the beginning. A lot of the shows you get open and and you've got that energy of the first show, and then it finds its feet as you have a couple of runs at it. But Canadian Music Legends last year from the beginning was just, it was fantastic. It was so much fun. The audience was loving it, and the company was loving it too. Everybody loved doing it. We loved working on the music and rehearsing it. And so to bring the audience in and to have that sort of shared experience with that particular music and all those artists, it was so much fun and it was really powerful. And you could tell that the audience, they were so excited. They were leaning forward, like, oh, what's going to be next? What's going to be next? It's like, oh, it's Gordon Lightfoot. Oh my God, that's so exciting. And it's like, it's like every artist, people were uh, excited to sing along because everybody knew, I think all the music for the most part. I had a few people that had a few questions about a few of them, but for the most part, people knew all the music.
So then I guess the most obvious question is how do you keep that rolling with a volume two?
Yeah, it's interesting because while we were performing it last year, people kept coming up and saying, "Oh, what about this song or what about this artist?" And, "Oh, you chose that one, but why not this one?" And it was clear that there was just so much incredible material to choose from that last year we were already talking about, well, it was hard to get it down. I mean, Canadian Music Legends had 43 songs. And even then, it was hard to get it down to that number. And so during the summer, we really started to talk about, there's not only a volume two, there could be a volume three in here as well, a sort of stripped down, unplugged version. There's so much material to draw from. There's artists that we didn't get to touch upon. And then there's like iconic singers like Joni Mitchell and Neil Young that were like, oh, we went with that one, but we'd love to give this one a shot. So it's really been so much fun to put it together. And as we have the set list for volume two, I'm really excited because the show stands on its own. Like it's completely it's got its own shape and its own feel to it. It's very much the same feel, but it stands on its own.
So what do you think is going to be like one of those standout songs that people might not expect to see in there? From what I know, we're not like fully settled on exactly everything, but is there
Sure.
one that's on there that you think is going to be the people walking out talking about it?
Um, Well, I think there's a couple of sections. We've got kind of we've got a more a more modern rock section. A lot of stuff from the kind of 90s and 2000s, and I think that will be a lot of fun. It'll have a bit of a different energy and feel to it. But we've got a great country section, which we really didn't touch upon last year, and there's so much great Canadian country music that I think the country section will be a ton of fun and people will really be into that one.
Awesome. So for the tribute shows, can we let people know who's kind of running those this year? Like who's
Yeah,
holding the
no,
reins for that?
absolutely. Like I'm absolutely thrilled that we have Jennifer Harding is back to direct both of the tribute shows. People know Jennifer, she's been a company member for the past couple of years. She was in the Comedy of Errors. She was our witch in Into the Woods last year. She led Canadian Music Legends, and she did such an amazing job that I was hoping it would fit in her schedule that she could come back and direct the tributes this year, and we're lucky enough to have her back on board.
All right, so that kind of brings us to the play. Same time next year.
We've taken 2 years off, but the whole company started. Our first professional show was the 39 Steps, which is a four-person comedy, and uh, and then the next year we did Shakespeare's The Comedy of Errors, and which we did Comedy of Errors in rep with the Million Dollar Quartet. And then for the next 2 years, we shifted. We did Into the Woods with a handful of tribute shows. And then last year, we did Buddy with the same sort of feel with a handful of tribute shows. And so this year, I'm really excited to get back to having a play in the mix. It feels very appropriate for us as a theater company to have to have a play in the mix and to be able to offer a little bit of something to everybody. The tributes are fantastic. The musical is wonderful, but I'm really glad that we have a play in the season and such a funny play at that. It's very, very funny.
So if people don't know about Same Time Next Year, um, how do you describe it? What's your elevator pitch for why this is the play to come see?
Well, same time next year, it's a romantic comedy. It's an offbeat romantic comedy. It's not your not it's a very unique setup. And well, it's written by Bernard Slade, a Canadian playwright, born St. Catharines, and it was the longest running Canadian comedy on Broadway. It ran for quite some time. Ellen Burstyn and Charles Grodin were the original cast, and it's a two-person romantic comedy, and it spans over 20 years, the same location. So it starts off with two people who are having what they believe is a one night stand, and they're married to other people. And so what happens is they form this very unique connection and this very unique friendship, and we see that grow over time. So once a year on the same weekend, they meet at this hotel. And over the years, we see them become very good friends and how they sort of become each other's confidant and how they're able to share things with each other that they're not able to share with their significant others or their family. And it's a very unique relationship. I think it shows us that you can love you can find love in the most unique places, the most unexpected of places, and their relationship is quite lovely, and the writing is hysterical. It's a laugh out loud script. Every time I read it, there's a number of moments that surprises me, and I literally laugh out loud because it's just very, very well written. Bernard Slade, very funny writer. He was a creator for The Flying Nun and The Partridge Family, and so he's just got a very unique style that is very much his own, but very familiar and very funny. And these characters are very lovable. George and Doris are people that you can't help but sort of fall in love with.
So now we know we have Leslie doing Spamalot and Jen taking on the tribute shows. Who's going to be sitting in the director's chair for Same Time Next Year?
So I will be directing the play, which I'm very excited about. It should be a ton of fun to work on.
People who don't know, how hard is it to actually be on stage for a musical while also artistically overseeing the entire season and directing a play at the same time? Or is it just like super easy for you?
Well, I no, I wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't say it's easy. It's a lot. It's an awful lot. You're juggling a lot of balls, wearing a lot of hats. Um, I think there's something that actually it's a nice balance to be performing in something while directing something else. It's you sort of flexing different muscles. But whether you're acting in something, whether you're designing, or whether you're performing in something or directing the comedy or the musical, it's sort of all coming from the same place, right? Kind of you're drawing from the same well, and so there is a through line to it that sort of makes sense to me. And everybody in the company will be working on at least three of the four shows, so there's a balance to it that makes sense, and I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be nice to work on a two-person comedy that's so well written.
So now we know what the shows are. If someone's never been to the Grove Theater, why is this year the year to come out and have that experience?
I'd say that this season is going to be fun. I'd say that a lot of the productions that we've done before have been fun and a lot of laughs. But this one in particular, we're really going for it. I mean, Spam-A-Lot is as funny as it gets. Same Time Next Year is filled with laugh out loud moments. And the two tribute shows are going to be chock full of recognizable, fun, upbeat music. So you can't lose with any of them. And so it's a great gathering place for friends and for family. And I think at the moment, there's something about working on material that will encourage laughter, that will bring out the lighter side and remind us of all the good things in the world that are worth fighting for. And it's surrounded by such a beautiful environment and nature at the Grove Theater that it should be a pretty special summer, very unique, but I'd say it's going to be a ton of fun.
Awesome. So how do people go? How do people get there? What do they do?
Well, they should visit the website at grovetheater.ca. We've got all the information on the season, the individual shows. Anybody that's not a subscriber, I very much encourage you to become a subscriber, become part of the Grove family. It's the best way to support the company is really just to come and see the shows and bring people. And on top of the productions that we'll be mounting, we of course will have our guest artist series which Jim Cuddy will be back, which we're so happy to have him closing out the season. We have not announced the other guest artists. I'm putting them together right now, but so far it's looking fantastic and it should be a ton of fun. So between the productions and the guest artists, it'll be a season filled with laughs and music, and you're not going to want to miss any of the shows.
An amazing rundown and a cliffhanger as to who the other guest artists are going to be, which is always awesome. Um, so you're basically going to be hosting this podcast for the rest of this season.
That's right.
Um,
Yeah.
I only step in when we want you to be the guest because you have the most information about everything. So can you give any hints on some of the other guests or some of the other topics we're going to look at?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, as we prepare for the season, we're going to have a few performers. We'll have at least a designer on board. I believe we'll have our guest director join us, potentially our company choreographer. So it's going to be company members as well as I'm hoping to get our co-founder on a podcast as well. So it should be some top team members from the Grove.
Amazing. So I guess people just need to keep checking back and looking for those episodes. Don't worry, we're gonna put them everywhere for you. It's not gonna be hard to find, and you'll get all of the inside scoop, all of the behind the scenes as we move forward to the biggest season yet.
For sure. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge and a ton of fun.
All right, Sean, thank you for joining us on your own podcast. Anybody looking for tickets or more information, hit up grovetheater.ca, and that's it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.